Hey guys, I'm back. Now you may notice that some things are different now, and that's because I actually recorded the next part of the game, but my recording software screwed up. So what I decided to do was actually play through the game again up to the point that I was at. It didn't take that long, but I actually went to go and get the longsword from some of the sword wielder guys. I'll just rest at this bonfire. And of course, it would never drop. Seriously, I checked it up, and it's listed as an uncommon drop. But I've got 7 Titanite shards, or 8 Titanite shards, which are listed as rare drops, and I do not have a single longsword. It was kind of like one of those moments when you're like, I'm not leaving until I get this item. You ever get that? Like, seriously, in MMOs, like, that just happens all the time. But I did pick up 4 hollow soldier shields, which is actually better than what I've got right now. So, I am actually going to put that on. But, yeah, I've got a lot more souls because I was just wanting to get that longsword. And I couldn't get it. So, it's not that big a deal because I can buy a longsword in the next area. It's not that far away for 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold? 1,000 souls. Went straight to gold there for some reason. Alright, so attunement, I want to put that up to 16 so I can get another attunement slot. And I want to put my intelligence up to at least 16 so I can get remedy. I'm actually going to put it up to 18 because I do have more souls than I would have at this point. So I'm going to go straight to level 14, put 18 into intelligence, which actually gives me quite a lot of options at this point. So I've got a short sword for now, but I will get that. And I want to attune Remedy. Now, Remedy clears poison and toxin, and I believe bleed as well. I've never actually got bleed that much in this game, but, you know, whatever. So, we're ready to head on to the next area, more or less. I don't think I've forgot anything right now. I got my sword. Oh, okay. So, we're ready to move on to the Undead Parish now. The dragon's tail is here. If you have the short bow and like an excess of arrows, you can continuously shoot that. You'll be in no risk, and you'll be able to get the Drake sword, which is an okay sword. It doesn't scale very well, so I'm not going to bother getting it anyway. And I think I need more dex than I currently have. Alright, so that guy's easy to take out. I think there's a guy around here. Yes, let's go and target him. I want to kick him off the edge just to be dramatic. So there we go. There's the kick. And of course it does not kick when I want it to. Let's block him first. Oh, he's tricksy. There we go. Alright. That'll do it, I guess. Now there are some rats in here that can poison you, which is why I'm going to be cautious here, and you can fall off the edge quite easily, so yeah. They'll poison you even if you block them, so yeah. This shield has quite a lot of stability, but I'm hoping to get the Boulder shield in the next section, which is probably the best shield I'm going to have for a while, and I'll need it for a boss in the future. Not the next boss, but the boss after that I'm going to take on. So, for right now, we're going up here, and if we go up this tower, there is going to be a Black Knight. You know, the guy we took out, and I forgot to go and get the ring for. But he's got a great sword instead of just a normal sword. I think the last guy just had a normal sword. And he's kind of in an enclosed space, so I'm going to come back here later if I remember and kill him then. Now, the dragon is on the roof of this building. You can kind of see his shadow, and we'll get into there later probably if I ever do kill the dragon. It's not necessary, but I may as well do it. And that is an armored boar. Look at him. Seriously, it is an armor boar. You can only really damage him with weapons on the back side of him. That's like, seriously, that's the only way you can do any sort of damage to him. And I think that guy's running to go and lock the gate back there. If you run, you can actually make it before he locks the gate, but we want to take this section slowly anyway, so I'm going to use my sword to parry that guy. I'm probably going to not parry that often because I'm not great at it later on. I'm really only doing it to these guys because they're fairly easy to parry. Now we got 2 crossbowmen taking shots at me, but they can't hit me because I'm in parry mode. Alright. So I think they pull out swords when they get close. We're going to take out these two. Gonna get alluring skulls, which I believe lure enemies, but I've never really used them, so yeah. See if I can get a parry on that. Yeah, alright. You could play the entire game like that. Most things can be parried. There are things that can't. Mostly boss attacks usually can't be parried. But if you have magic, this guy is actually really easy. You can just sit here with heavy soul arrows, and if you really need to, normal soul arrows, and just slowly take him out. I can't believe I can get a longsword. Like, the game would just literally not drop it for me. I've got all those shards though, so I can upgrade when I get there. And the boar actually drops something. He doesn't always drop something, but sometimes he'll drop the Fang Boar Helm, which I may as well show. So this is this ridiculous piece of headgear right here. It makes me medium roll because it's pretty heavy. Think I should walk around like this for a while? Nah, I'm probably saying no to that. I guess I could go with this for a while. That's still making me medium roll. How heavy is this stuff? All my stuff is kind of heavy. Alright, fine then. I'll be your stereotypical wizard. So this is an ambush right here, though it's not really that bad. I think there's like a couple guys that come out here. So yeah, just be ready if you know, because yeah, we'll see a lot of these guys in here. There's another one. I think he usually he falls off for no reason. Come on, there we go. So stability is quite important for a shield, as well as the damage reduction percent it gives you. There are other factors as well, but for a mage we kind of just want to block stuff. And since we're not really going to have much endurance for quite a while, we want to have the best shield we can at the time. And I may eventually move on to... There is one great shield I'm thinking of using. Usually great shields require a lot of strength. They're pretty heavy. But there is this one that we can get. I think it's like 16 strength we need or something. So eventually I'm going to get 16 strength. But I think I'll move intelligence to at least 20 before I do that. Something like that. And then we can focus on moving on to strength and getting attunement to 19 for 5 spell slots. Or at least that's the plan. Alright, so I'm not using too many of my soul arrows on normal enemies. I don't really need to, so yeah. So this is the red Boulder Knight. And those guys are the ones that sometimes drop the shields. Some of them have the small shields like this guy, but some of them also have the big shield, the Boulder shield, which is what I want. I don't need it, but it would make things a bit easier. This one's good too. I think the Boulder shield is like 63 stability, this one's 56. So it's definitely an improvement. So we got this guy right here, and I tried to parry him, and I failed. Alright, I'm out of stamina here. What you can do to these guys is just simply hit them with a soul arrow, and it breaks their guard. So, you know, you could do it that way as well. I think we have another one of these guys around this corner. I'm gonna drink up. I'm gonna try and cast soul arrow on this guy. Oh, getting a hit there. There we go. So yeah, these are the guys with the big shields. As the corpse follows me, pretty much. I think there's some other stuff I can get in here. And I think there's some enemies in here as well, yeah. Alright, let's get heavy soul arrow on the go then. There we go. Oh, what we got? That's a Boulder Helm. That is not what I was looking for. It looks pretty ridiculous as well. I think it probably weighs more, yeah. You know, armor mismatching is probably going to occur. So there's one guy down here who is guarding a key. This key is actually to the next area after this one, the basement key. And we're also going to open this gate for a quick shortcut back. I don't think I'll need this shortcut that much, but yeah. As we can see, there's a big bulky dude over there. And I am going to try and kill this guy with heavy soul arrow from here. And it worked. And he didn't drop anything. There's like 3 of those guys there. 2 of them have the big shields, so obviously if they have the shield, they'll have the chance of dropping it. And they'll have a chance of dropping their armor or whatever as well. They might drop Titanite shards as well. So I've got the same shield as these guys here. Might have more endurance as well. Alright, let's... Oh, it's sneaky. Alright. Let's get out of the crossbow fire. It's kind of weird. The bolts and the arrows kind of home in on you a little bit. Not very much, but they do a little bit. So this guy with the giant ass mace here, he will swing about once every 2 weeks. So you pretty much have enough time to hit him a couple times once he does that swing. And really, his swings aren't they don't cover that much ground anyway. So yeah, we'll just go and take him out. And he will drop a shard, which means I think we can actually get a weapon upgraded without having to buy any Titanite shards. So that is a Firekeeper soul. Notice that guy up there, he's going to be pretty annoying. He can actually kill me very easily. He does a buff, which makes all the enemies around him do more damage and might have more health as well, I'm not sure. But he can kill me if he has that buff quite easily. So, and the other thing is he casts soul arrows, and I don't know if he never got this or something, but I'm the only one who casts soul arrows in this place. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's just want to step on my turf or something. Anyway, so down here is the second blacksmith. This is Andre, I believe his name is. Let's go talk to him.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Alright, you'll just say that. So we're going to repair everything we have, even though I always like to repair everything, even if I'm not using it. I don't know, it just kind of bugs me. So we're going to go and purchase item, and we're going to purchase the longsword. Now, there is broadsword here as well. I believe it swings a little slower, and I don't like its moveset as much. And I might not be able to use it. I can use it, but I'm sure the broadsword, I don't like the sort of use of it as much. I could buy it for 1,000 actually. There's also a cestus, a pike, a large leather shield, a turret out shield. These shields have okay stability, but I'm not really feeling it. So I'm actually going to buy both a longsword and a broadsword, and I'll test out both of them. I'm also going to get a repair box so I can repair at bonfires, and a weapon smith box. Now I don't really reinforce armor right now, so I'm going to miss out on the armor smith box. And I'm going to go and test out the movesets of the broadsword and longsword here. Alright, so the longsword's, it's your standard weapon really, but the cool thing is it has a sort of poking attack on the strong trigger, and its two-handed motions are kind of like this. It does a swing that way. You also have a dash attack. Let's get this out. That is not what I wanted to do. God damn it! Just drink a flask. So that's just kind of like a running slash. Now the broadsword, I've not actually used this. It seems a little shorter, which makes sense because it's called a broadsword. Has it got the same attack? No, it does a swing instead, and I'm not really feeling that. So I'm gonna instead reinforce the longsword and keep it like that. So I have enough shards to actually take this to +5, as we can see up the top right. Just. It's because I farmed those guys looking for a longsword, but yeah.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Alright, so I'm going to put the longsword +5, which does 120 damage, which is not bad. And that's going to be my weapon for now. Now, I could turn it into a magic weapon, and I could also turn it into a +15 weapon. I'm not sure yet. because magic weapons can actually be buffed. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring up the fact that this guy has a demon in his basement. Yeah, sorry, I just completely forgot about that. So I'm just gonna wait until he does his lightning spells at range and then move. Alright, there we go. Yeah, he's fairly easy to take out if you have magic, but if you get in there like close range, he's gonna be a nightmare kind of. So yeah. So I'm just gonna cast heavy soul arrow on him multiple times. Don't know why he's firing at the wall. But yeah, you can actually buff a enchanted or magic weapon with the spell magic weapon if it's already on the magic or enchanted path. So I might make the longsword a plus 15 if I'm still using it, and kind of use it as a buffable thing with crystal magic weapon or just regular magic weapon. Or I could turn it into an enchanted weapon. Or I could pick up something else and turn that into an enchanted weapon. So I'm not quite sure yet. So I killed that guy, I got 2,000 souls back, which isn't bad. And I can go and rest at this bonfire now. Now, I probably want to kindle this bonfire. I'll do that right now. This bonfire is quite... it links to a lot of areas, so I'm going to kindle it. And there's this other guy over here. This is an area we'll be going to later on. Quite a bit later on. And there is this guy in onion gear. Like onion armor gear. I don't really know. Did I take off Havel's ring? Or is it just the fact that shield weighs too much? Yeah. Okay. And if we talk to him again?
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall. Or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So, here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
And we can talk to him once more, I believe.
Still closed. Still closed.
Very insightful. So we'll see this guy later on, but for now he's just going to sit there, kind of. I never actually looked down there. I don't even know what's down there. Okay. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to grind on the red boulder knights for a while, the ones with the shield, to try and get the boulder shield. So I'll meet you guys back either once I've got that, and I can repair from here and reinforce stuff as well, or once I've pretty much given up, so whichever one comes first. Alright guys, I'm back, and I cannot get this shield, the boulder shield. It is a rare drop, so that kind of makes sense, but yeah, I pretty much was like, fuck it, done. I may go back and try to get it again, but look at all these old soldier shields I have. They do have okay stability at 56. I think it's actually the best one I have, unless this is better. No, it's about the same. Alright, did we have anything better than that? I don't think so in terms of shields. So it looks like I'm going to be going for this for the next boss, which isn't a disaster, but yeah. So I'm in the Undead Church right now. If we go down this elevator here, this will actually take us back to Firelink, which is quite a nice shortcut. You can use the shortcut quite a bit in order to get back to the Undead Parish, and it's pretty useful. It actually takes you out right beside Petrus. And since we got that Firekeeper soul, we can actually upgrade our Estus flask to +2. So let's just go do that. I think the maximum's like +7, but I think you need to be on New Game Plus to do that, so yeah. So I haven't rang any of the bells yet, but spoilers, we're coming up to one pretty soon. Crazy, I know. So let's go and reinforce this, get +2 on it. It shouldn't actually help that much, but yeah. I'll actually go and rest at this bonfire because it is closer, technically. Might be a problem, I don't know. But yeah, you can just take these elevators up now, because they're operational now. Remember, this is the place where we jump down to get some extra items at the start of the game, so yeah, you just step on the button and ready to go. Okay, so the next boss isn't that far away, but first we've got to deal with that sorcerer dude, who's kind of a mini boss. He doesn't respawn. The armored boar didn't respawn either, but yeah, just a note there. Most of the mini bosses don't respawn. But I think we have to deal with a knight up here, yes. I'm not in the best place here right now, but that's okay. Okay, done two attacks to him. There we go, alright. He didn't actually hit me, okay. Alright, so right here, we can hit the sorcerer. That's his buff thing right there. His dance. He can cast soul arrows at you, but he can't seem to really hit you through this grate here. So what I'm gonna do is, he has very little health for a mini boss. I'm just gonna hit him through here because he is dangerous if you try to take him on. He can sometimes drop his weapon, but it's a very, very rare chance of doing so. So you'll notice that all these guys do more damage than they normally do, and they've got an aura around them, so yeah. I never saw that second attack coming. Otherwise, there's just a bunch of them, and they are just the regular enemies. See, the buff wore off now, and they're not really doing that much damage anymore. Alright, so you gotta take all these guys out, and fucking asshole. See, I'm the one with soul arrow, okay? Alright, so you can get a large soul over here, and I believe there is another knight patrolling over here. So we're gonna drink a flask. Now, if you are human, you can actually summon Solaire's help, which is awesome. Seriously, Solaire will actually help you quite a bit if you are struggling with this the first time going through it. But first we've got to do a couple of other things, such as going through here. I also took my gloves off, because I am actually fast rolling without them. Because that makes sense, right?
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
So let's go open this gate with the mystery key we obtained earlier, and if we talk to him, he'll say something new, I think.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this, and I guarantee a reward. Only later.
So yes, this guy will actually move back to Firelink and give you a bit of a reward a bit later on. I think you need to kind of go to a loading screen before he makes his way back there, but yeah. Over in this barrel, there's another one of these corpses that you can get a humanity from. I've got like 6 now, don't I? You usually get like 1 or 2 from bosses as well. So I'm going to summon Solaire to help with this boss fight. I'm also going to try and get the weapon. Now, certain bosses will have tails you can cut off. And if you cut off their tail, you'll actually gain a weapon, which is quite useful. Of course, if you can't actually use the weapon, then maybe you shouldn't bother. If you know what the weapon is, of course. So this is actually the first one. Here's Knight Solaire right here. So let's go summon him. You can do this with multiplayer people as well if they've put down their summon sign. So he takes a while to summon, but once he does, he'll do this nice pose right here. Now, if you go back to town, I believe, and you reload or something, you can also summon Lautrec for this boss, and his summon sign will be over there. But I probably won't need him at all, so we're just gonna go up here. And yes, one thing I need. I don't really need it, but the boss is weak to lightning-based attacks. So I'm gonna go get gold pine resin, which basically buffs your weapon. Wait for Solaire to come through here as well. Gonna buff my weapon, and we can go into the boss.